Alright, welcome back to Easygoing Defense Territory by an Optimistic Lord Anime Review, episode number 6. We're reviewing the final episode of season 1 of the show, which is also the same title of the thing. So, nothing unusual here when it comes to the last episode of season where it just also happened to be the same title as the episode. So, Artie's homeland threatened. Van basically volunteers to help his forces to go help her, but she's like, "No, it'd be bad form for." I think was basically the Avengers thought that would be bad form for her father to rely on a small village lord for help. So Artie goes with some adventurers. Van sends with her, and then she proceeds to use her marionettes because she has 2 of them. It sends out one and slice a bunch of wyverns. And then sends another one, basically nearly take out a lot of mana, and takes out all the wyverns. Avengers go crazy on the enemy forces. her mother and her sister are watching this, wondering what the heck is going on. All of a sudden, her father shows up later on for the battle, and like, oh, so marionette magic, and this is a silver-haired girl. Obviously, it's the younger daughter, and good character for her. And then, of course, she goes back to Soloff Van's town, and she's like, I'm home, and of course they have a celebration, obviously, and of course basically Van's butler and his swordsman want to teach me your studies or be a swordsman. Of course Primera basically is drinking like crazy during this whole thing, well apparently at one point she's on her 15th mug and she's not drunk yet. She must be a lightweight, like she must really hold her beer really well. I thought this was really good. And of course, there's a look back, basically, in the case of both RT when she was casted out from her home, and in the case of Van, too, gives a look back both of that. We briefly see the other girl who claims to be Van's fiance. We see briefly her. She doesn't speak in the episode. It's the Mer People. They have a different name, but basically it's the Mer People. And we see them just playing around, of course, interacting with the cows. They're there. And, well, it ends up on a nice note. Do I think we'll get season 2 out of this? There's a possibility of it. I mean, this is another show where it's received positive reception online, and also Primera herself was becoming a new waifu this year. Yes, people love this character. Purely because basically she's got a big rack. Well, big chest. That's primarily the reason for it. And do I think the series needs season 2? Given how this thing ended, yes, there's still plenty of story to tell with this one. Will basically to do it in the case of Noble Carnation. There's a big high demand for that one. This one, I haven't heard much high demand, but people do want it. Yes, there is a desire from viewers to see a season 2 of this, but it depends on the studio. But this episode is really good, and it's nice with the cap up the season off. So now, final thoughts on season 1 of the show. This show was, like in the case of Noble Carnation, a show that I bench watched. Though, like in the case of New Incarnations, one was roughly 8 episodes in by the time I caught up with it. And over the course of the last few weeks, I have thoroughly enjoyed watching this show. Like New Incarnation, it's definitely a show looking forward to. And with the show, since it's officially wrapped up, I'm now officially down just 2 anime on Wednesdays. Of course, Chain Soldier will still be here for a little while. And of course, there's also next week we find out Check Our Trees, which will be next to me watch. But the show overall was fantastic. I loved it. And like I said, season 2, what I wanted? Yes, definitely, because this show is fantastic. I think overall, like in the case of Number Carnation, when I covered roughly about the first 30 chapters, this of the manga, because from the manga creation, this one, I think that, let's see if I look up correctly here. Here we go. So I've read the first 41 chapters, so I'd say this one probably covered the first, like, around 20-ish, I'd say. Now, sadly, I have not read the light novel version of the show. Yeah, I have honestly not read it, but since I've now read the manga and now I've pretty much finished this anime, so yeah. One thing I think would probably happen right now is I'm guessing this is one of those shows where Crunchyroll just released a dub just a few months later. Who can I think voices characters? RT, of course, I could easily see this will be Trina Shimura or another female voice actor voicing her. Chimera herself, I can easily see Clun Clickapir doing this character because she can easily fit that character, no problem. RT, well, I could maybe see Tia Ballard doing her. Mm-hmm. Yes. As for Van's father, probably Sabbath. Not Kyle Herbert. His style would not match that character. I would say probably Christopher Sabbath. His older brother, I can easily Kyle Herbert voice in that character. Mm-hmm. The butler himself, I think the guy who voices Wilhelm from ReZero, he'd be perfect for that character. The swordsman, maybe Stoltz. The guy who was a slave. Him, I can easily see. Could I see Lucy Christian doing it? Possibly, yes. But that depends on who they pick. We'll probably have to wait a few months before we get a chance to hear about a dub. And, one show basically I viewed last year that still has never received a dub. This particular show was really good. Walk to Japan myself. That's one show I reviewed last year that still never received a dub. And it came out last year. I've not heard any word if that show gets a dub. I hope it does, because that show is fantastic. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much that particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, and I will get time to do this, is, of all things, the penultimate episode of Jack of All Trades. Okay, next go.